212. Mic check 1212. What's going on? Give everybody a chance to get their notifications, and if the sound's coming through um, pretty clearly, can I get a one? I see 859 in there. What's up, Neil? Tighten up, Neil. Come on, drive. Come on, drive. What's up, man? Man, cook, hey, doing good, cook. Man, hey, really be glad to see a lot of people get up in here for this one. This a real nugget dropper, if you will. Uh, doing it on purpose, man. All the time that you gonna see me on this channel, I'm doing it on purpose because I want you to win. So I got you when stuff hit me. I think it gonna help you in certain ways. I think it's my obligation to just enlighten some people on some things that might seem elementary to some, but might be game changing and eye opening to others. Oh man, George and the crew, what's up? What's up? What's up? The Arsenal family, man. Hey, they up in here. That's one of the participants in the shadow and system. Kicking it with the Haven. They came did a week, and this what I'm about to talk about. It came up a couple of times, and it comes up often. It's gonna come up a lot. Hey, Denitra. Hey, what's up, Ebony? It comes up often in business. This is not a every blue moon occasion. OTIJ, what's up, brother? Okay, I got your OTI, man. Just let me know what you want to do, and we'll figure it out. I guess in the morning when somebody get in. Um, okay. Well, it's Sunday. I appreciate y'all giving me a little bit of y'all time. I know a lot of different stuff going on, and if nothing else, we all spending time with the fam. So it's home time. So for most of us, some of us are in truck stops. Big old salute to them guys that right now in the truck stop watching it, man. They might got their truck stop meal or their restaurant DoorDash meal, and they all ready for bed and they tucked in and they want to see why in the hell is this dude on here bothering me right now with something. It need to be decent. So I'm gonna try and make it decent for you. No, y'all know how I get out, so we just ain't gonna even be around the bush anymore. We're gonna go right on into it. Scenario. Got a scenario for you. So listen to what I'm saying. I'm gonna actually go through the exact scenario that came up during the training when George and it was here. Um, and I hope I'm getting the numbers right. George, y'all help me if I'm wrong now. The load was like 171 miles or something, 150, 170 miles. Uh, paid, I think, $800. I think it was $800. Uh, wasn't really heavy. It wasn't really heavy. Um, and seemed like a pretty good rate, which it was a pretty good rate. And if I'm correct, George, y'all put me a one in the comment. I think I'm correct on those numbers though. It was around 150, 170 miles, somewhere like that, and it's about $800. And the question became, you know, well, you know how you tell us do the out and the back. Well, what if instead of doing the out and back, I just go back and get another one of those because that 800 is good. And we just said that that's 150, 170 miles. Hey, Coco Chanel, what's up, babe? What's going on? So we already said that, you know, The 150, 170 mile for $800 is decent. That's good money. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. It really does. You know what I'm saying? And I look at it and I'm like, okay, that's fair. You know what I'm saying? Even though it says eight, you try for 1,000. I mean, hey, it is what it is. I tell y'all, 1,000, 1,200. I tried it. They probably ain't gonna do that because the reason it's so fair in the climate right now, if you see a load that's super duper fair, most of the time somebody dropped the ball. And what I mean by what I say there, I told you I would drop these nuggets all over you. Most of the time, I'm thinking about having to get to a semi, to have to get a semi. Probably so. Probably so, Miss Chanel, because everything moving on volume. But like I said, it comes a point when you start to realize, hold on, start to realize that the $800 is really, really good one way. That's fine one way. So we're gonna do the math and we're gonna make it nice. We just gonna say 150 miles, $800. We just gonna make the math nice. We just gonna do something even. So if y'all would, y'all know how we rock it. Pull out your calculator and do 800 divided by 150. And we're gonna get you a rate per mile right there. And that's not all the miles. They ain't include no deadhead, but that's the loaded miles. So we're gonna do this together so we all get a good understanding of what's about to happen. Okay. So somebody put in the comment what the 800 divided by 150 give you. Oh, we interactive up in here. So that's 533. OTIJ, a brilliant rate per mile. Now, what makes that rate per mile so juicy and delicious is if you could get something doing that, going where it's going, and when it gets there, have something in that same area, 30, 40, 50 miles, same area, pick up and go back and get another one, or pick up and go out farther, paying really good money, and you might get something in the end out here that come all the way back to the beginning. Yep, 533. 533, that good money. Okay. So the question was, since that's so good, why not just run that and don't run nothing else? You ain't got to run nothing else. Arsenal family, I appreciate y'all being in here because this happened in real life. This ain't no cap, and this is a good example of things that people do over and over and over. And I'm gonna tell you like this: when I get through talking, you're gonna understand why I say the time over everything. And if the numbers ain't right, it don't matter how many times you do it, it ain't gonna make the number right. Somebody need to hear this. It don't matter. If you keep doing something that is slightly profitable over and over and over and over and over, sure, eventually you will make a substantial amount of money. Eventually, but that's in the event of nothing bad happening at all. Nothing bad can happen when you trading on thin ice like that with a profit. But back to what we was talking about. Back to what we talking about, because it's finna hit you in the face about what I'm saying. Okay. So $800, 150 miles. And they were like, well, I like that. The broker seems pretty nice. They talk to him. It's a cool load. We talk to him. Everybody cool. 533. That's good. That's reasonable. That's above board. That's the fuel. And if we divided that roughly 5 ways, or if not, better to divide up with the expenses and the bills of the company. Basically, every part will be receiving over $1 per mile if it was nothing but fuel or whatever, and we know we ain't burning no dollar a mile plus in fuel unless you pulling something real heavy up a hill. So that's not happening. So you winning, you're winning. Anytime you over your what you over your cost, you're winning. So that's winning. Okay. So let's go back to what to why we're here. We had this conversation because this load is really good one way. But as a round trip, no. And people often ask me, Jonathan, you know what I'm saying, what makes that not make sense? Well, let's do the math and know why it doesn't make sense. because not only about the mile, the rate per mile. When you come see me and when you do one-on-one consultations, you understand and I put you up on game on how to charge where it is not about the mile. It's about the time and what it takes to do the job. And I do have a proven formula, a proven method. But I will say this, it's gonna begin to not make sense when you do this math. Y'all scholars out there with y'all calculators, pull your calculator out one more time and do this for me. Do this. Do 320. No, 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 no. Time out. Erase that. Do 800 divided by 320. 320. And some folks will say I'm hating because most of y'all get where I'm kind of going with this. Mr. Cook, I see you. Doc, I see you. Edmund, yes, sir. And y'all click the share button, give me a thumbs up, and it ain't gonna cost you nothing. Click the thumbs up for me, man. Drop something in there. Super chat if you will. If you want super chat, man, y'all know we buying water and food for the homeless. So y'all always feel free to drop a super chat in there. 2.5, 2.5. Everybody looking real good with their calculating skills. Okay, y'all gave me a lot of hope because I told y'all a whole bunch of people worry about their counting and truck and simply can't count. That's the bigger part. So y'all can count. So y'all with me. I appreciate it. Okay, so at 250 a mile to run your truck, some would say it well worth it because the truck was empty half of the time. No, it ain't. And some would say even though you turning that whole trip around, it makes sense because you're running over cost the entire time. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. I'm gonna tell you in the end why you're not running over cost. You ain't really making no money. Watch this. I'm gonna show you how you really not making a dime doing it. If you take the 800 and do the 320 miles, and the reason I said 320 because we 150 one way, 150 the other way. But get what? Do 150 miles in like 3.5, 4 hours. To come back at like 3.5 or 4 hours. Get what? And then the loading is an hour each end, an hour on each end. Okay. So get what? That's 10 hours. Get what? You gotta take at least a 30-minute break up in there. So you probably gonna take an hour. Then you probably don't go drive the whole 11 hours straight unless you just feeling it that day to the point where you're not gonna really be able to do nothing else. You gotta deviate. You gotta go get something to eat. You gotta go get a shower. You gotta do all this stuff that's gonna add another 20 miles in there because you gotta eat. You gotta go take a piss. You gotta do some stuff. You can't just be in the truck and mind the truck and the load all day, all night. So you're gonna have some incidental mileage in there. Whether you be light or heavy, you're gonna have some incidental mileage. So everybody get me with that while we put the 20 on there. You feel me? Gonna be some incidental mileage. Okay, now as a result, all this stuff that bring up back from 533 to 250 a mile. And some would say, well, Jonathan, it only costs 70, 80, 90 cents in fuel to run the truck and everything else is profit. No, 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 no. How can everything else be a profit and you don't have any maintenance money taken out? How can everything be a profit if you don't have anything taken out for the company? How can everything be a profit if you haven't accounted for the driver, even if it's you? How? How could it be possible that all that be accounted for and you still have money to say you made anything? Because we ain't talked about the profit yet. We talked about the cost of doing business. And if it weren't for you being in the driver's seat, someone would expect a check on Friday. So you have to consider that even though it's you in the driver's seat and you can always not pay you, that money need to be accounted for. You take a subpar freight. If you can't afford to do that, you take a subpar freight. Tuition, boy. We going to school tonight. Yo, I appreciate you for that super chat, brother. Yeah, we're going to school tonight. So now we come to the fork in the road because that's a really awesome load. So now you got two options, two main objectives, and two things that ain't nobody else business but you, the person that's gonna be running this stuff, the person that running your company, the person that's moving your truck. We ain't talking about your dispatch. We talking about you doing this stuff for yourself and getting top dollar and top price for what you can do. You have to put it in your mind the structure of what's going on, be it the responsibility that comes to you by obligating yourself to, hey, if you hey, Mr. Broker, if you have the shipper that has this daily, I'll be back every day. Kind of a la what I do with the concrete. I'll be back every day regardless. Now, I'll be back every day regardless turns into a mixed proposition, because I'll be back every day regardless, the next day regardless, means either I have to be extremely efficient in the way I move and be able to get a pick, a drop, a pick, and get brought back to where I drop it in the morning, such as what I do with the concrete. You have to be efficient enough to do that in the amount of time allotted on your ELD to wind up back where you started from the first beginning of the day. It's not the easiest thing in the world. And that's another thing that, like I said, that's one of the parts of the shadow system type week that we do. The first day we come in and we get on what we talking about right now. The stuff that makes your company able to figure out how to charge the time, the mileage, the effort, the reasons, the ancillary charges, the fees, and everything that go with moving freight. So now we come to the point of where we're looking at, um, once we know how this stuff has to move, now we have to understand that, hold on. Now we got to understand how to charge for it. My bad, I was in the comments, y'all. We got to understand how to charge for it. So we have all agreed. We just said all agreed that the 800 is cool. We're not even on that. That's not really what we on. The 800 for the 150 miles is cool as can be. We're not arguing that fact. It was 533 a mile. If you just catch it live, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Go back and watch what we talk about later. You might get in it a little bit earlier next time. Hopefully, turn your notifications on. Turn it on all. Then go out of your YouTube app and go into your settings outside of my page. Go to the main settings on your YouTube and turn your notifications on so you can get the live notifications if you're interested. And it's easier to get a hold to this and get in touch with me and ask your questions too, because I do a lot of Q&A on live. But then tonight we drop some nuggets. I'm telling you now, you might want to hear this, because it happens so much and people think that it's productive. A lot of time we get in the cycle of doing things over and over and over that are semi-productive. But it kind of ain't no gray area in trucking. Either it is or it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Semi and counter ain't gonna even come into play at the Caterpillar shop if something happens to my motor in my truck or my transmission or something like that go out. They don't want to hear nothing about the probability of me paying them. They just want to know, do I got their money? You know what I'm saying? The probability of you staying in it long enough to actually see a worthwhile amount of money is the same probability you have of going to work for the next 30 years and probably paying for your house. That ain't why we out here. I don't know what people be doing, but like I said, this happens all the time. Folks would make a circle out of this stuff and keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over. And after fees and the expenses and percentages and these different expenses that go along with trucking, which is very expensive at times, it comes to be a point where, it ain't time wasted, it's just time lost. I ain't gonna say wasted, it's lost. A lot of times time lost. It's not as productive as it could be. So, we trying to maximize productivity. So when George and I and Ebony came into this situation where we ran up on this circumstance where the load is decent, good, everything like that. Jonathan, how would you price that if you wanted to do it over and over and over? Well, my first thing is to say just like this. If 800 is your number that's on there, in order to create a circle and go back and forth, a lot of people in their mind would say, well, just double the number. You got to go back and get it. That's easy, man. Jonathan, $1,600. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. If you want to drop a super chat, just drop a super chat. Well, I just stunned some folks. Just right then and there, I made some folks I lift up because it seems so simple that, hey, man, I got to go back and I'm finna do this in a circle. It's $1,600. I double that money up. and it's $1,600 for going in a circle. It's what it is. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. What is gonna happen though is we're gonna be reasonable while we providing the service that we already getting paid a reasonable rate for, and know that we'll be probably going back for about deadhead costs be about 50% of your going rate, and that's an easy way to price that. If you will go for 8 and you'll come back empty, do the whole round trip for 12. If 8 works well for you, if 533 is cool with you, do 533 like that. So what you do is, what you do is do your 12. Come on now, do your do your $1,200 divide by 320 miles. Yep, 50%, and that gonna give you your all mile rate. So loaded, you still will be 533. And coming back, you'll be 250. It gonna be the same thing, but it ain't the same. Because get what, you came back for 8 when you did the math the other way. You came back for 12, you did the math my way, and the circle make more sense. The circle make it feasible for you to go back and actually have fuel again in your pocket and money in your pocket to do whatever you got to do, and you could do that. Miss Coco Chanel said it's the factoring for me. 375. That's all inclusive circle rate. 375. Get what? 375 will do you. And like we said, this stuff it wasn't heavy. It was like 30K. It wasn't 48. It was like 30K. It was small. It didn't require no tarps. It was less than a stone's throw from where the trucks parked at. So you was easy on the deadhead to get to it, and you could run it in like 2 hours or maybe three. You know what I'm saying? And basically you was right up in the range of where you should be for that load, and to come back completely empty, and go get loaded up again. We do about half price and turn it into a loop. And basically what'll be happening is every other day you'll get to do 2 complete loops. So some week you'll do 3 complete loops like that twice a week, two runs every other day. So you have Monday, Wednesday, and Friday where you might do 2400, just because you had to drop from the day before, dropping first thing. You had it drop it first thing, and then you went and went back and got another one, dropped it off, went back and got another one, and dropped it off. Just because time kind of overlapped over the days, and every other day you was able to get two, and then the other days you were able to get one done. So some days you made $1,200, some days you made $2,400, and it alternated like that. And if you do the math on that, somebody do the math on that and know that that's a alright week. Ain't nothing wrong with that week right there. Or hold on, and let's do that. Let's do that because the math make everything worthwhile. If you want to just talk about it, we ain't gonna have to dispute nothing. Ain't no arguments to be had or nothing. Get what? Hey, get what? Take the 2,400 times three. Go 2,400 times three. Well, basically 2,400 times four. That's 2,400 times four. So on the weeks that you can do 2,400 3 times a week and 12 2 times a week, that's 2,400 times four. So that's 9,600. I mean, yeah, 9,600. That's $9,600. Just making it in a circle and charging around. That $9,600. Now let go flip the script on the weeks where you can't double up a 2 time. You do 2,400 2 times, which is 4,800, and another 2,400. Uh that's 68 now 6,600, and another 12 is 7,800. 7,800. Oh, okay, y'all do that for me, man. So you do 2,400 2 times, another 2,400, and a 1,200. 2,400 3 times plus 1,200. What you get with that, y'all? 2,400 3 times and 1,200. That's the 8,400, right? The 8,400, right? Yeah, okay, all right. I see y'all coming. Yeah, 8,400, right? Okay. So from 90, so 84 to 96 is 12. And in the middle of this six is 9,000. That's a $9,000 a week average. So in between 84 and 96 is 9,000. So the average 9,000 a week doing one thing and knowing how to charge. Okay. And then let's just say we do the eight. We're gonna do the eight, and we ain't gonna cheat the eight because the time gonna be the same. You just gonna make less. We ain't gonna cheat the eight. We gonna still say you could do three. Yeah, I know that $36,000 a month. I know it. I know it. Cause every other week gonna be a shift. You gonna some weeks you gonna complete three double ups. Some weeks you gonna do two double ups, but it gonna alternate. So in 4 weeks you'll do two big double ups, two little double ups. So you'll do six double ups here and four regular ones, and over here you'll do four double ups and six regular ones. You know what I'm saying? It'll alternate, but it'll still be like 36 bands gross in a month. You know what I'm saying? Just doing that one thing, doing 150-mile rounds, bop, 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 like that. So let's go the other way. Let's just say we got on the phone and we ain't know no better, and the broker sense that we ain't know no better, and they talked us into turning around and going to get them back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, 150 miles for $800. Now let's just see what happened with that man. Now we gonna not gonna cheat it. Every other day you still gonna get two. We're not gonna cheat it. We ain't gonna never cheat you. All right, now so 3 times a week you get 1,600. So 16, 32, what that is? 48. So 48, 48 plus 16. Somebody do that math. 4,800 plus 1,600. Somebody do that math. And that's the high mark week right there. 4,800 plus 1,600. Somebody do that math and drop that math on that screen. $6,400. Now, somebody do $9,600 minus $6,400. Somebody do $9,600 minus $6,400. Grad Grind TV said 3,200. I'm looking around like we got judges. Judges, is 3,200? 3,200 got anybody? 3,200? 32. Oh man, 3,200. Get what? All right, now let's take 3,200. We gonna talk. We just gonna talk. Do 3,200 times four. Let's do that. 3,200 times four. That does 128, but we gonna say that 12,8. I think that 12,8. I think that 12,8. I think that 12,8. I think that 12,8. My math ain't the solidest, but I'm not the most solidest math, but I think that 12,8. You know what? I used to live outside. And I say it with a smile, y'all. I used to live outside. Do you know what the fuck I could do with $12,800 for doing the same job you do, pulling in the same ship and receive? That's how more money I make doing the same job as that other person. Every single month. We can do it every single month for a year. Somebody do 12,800 times 12. with your contract freight loving asses. Come on. Come on. Let's do 12,800 times 12, you guys. And then you wonder why I be sitting beside you balling out at the shipper, laughing my ass off, and go back there and do my thing. And you can't never understand why you don't never make it more money as I do every week, and you do the same thing I do every week. $153,000. That ain't even a dedicated lane, bro. We ain't even talked to the shipper 859. We don't even know who them people is. They ain't nothing but a broker that the shipper have found that they like to deal with, that like to deal with you. And get what? It don't matter how much they like to deal with you. Get what? I got some real good broker friends. Get what? We all right. We okay. Well, what? But my math way better than their talk. And my talk way better than they math. Let that shit sink in. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, okay, okay. So we gonna say $3,200 difference a week. We doing the same job. I'm getting sweating and stinking out there with you. And get what? Anybody want to go in the comments and type in who you think keep the change, the 3,200 that you just perhaps persuaded yourself that you didn't need to charge, and that going back and forth would be feasible. You know what I'm saying? You won't know. Anybody type in the comment who got the $3,200. Who got the money? Who done it, as they say it in the old movies, like in the old spy thrillers and things like murder mystery. Who done it? Who got the change? 859. Stop snitching on people, 859. You can't just be telling who got the money like that, 859. Hey, big cap, I appreciate you, bro. I really do, man. Everybody want to drop down on the broker, man. Y'all act like the broker keeping all the money when stuff like that happen, man. Ain't no way the broker gonna have the Mercedes with the new key. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way. Ain't no way the broker pull up on you and you don't even know that the broker. One of them nights y'all be out on Saturday night, you be out with your family kicking it, and you be in the town, and you be back in the town, and you be running all these out and backs and stuff. You be at the steakhouse, and the broker be pulling up beside you, and it drops out. That new AMG, and you don't even know it's him, but that's the broker. You looking at his car, and you like, man, one day I'm gonna get a car like that if I just keep working hard. And you just don't know that's your money. That's your goddamn money. And the parking space next to you, that's your goddamn money. Think it ain't happen. Shit happened this weekend. That shit happened this weekend. Believe me. Somebody pulled up beside you at the goddamn half shell oyster house. We was out there kicking and doing our thing. I'm pull up beside you and goddamn Maserati Quattro Forte on your ass. Or some shit black folk can't readily say, like Porsche Panamera. Like Panamera. They just blister through that motherfucker like Burke. Like Buick Burke. Got that Burke. But anyway, pull up beside you some unnamely shit. And you looking like, damn, that motherfucker bad. And that's your money. Can you tell why all the high shot losing their business? Oh, absolutely. I can tell you same reason why all the big truck guys out here losing their motherfucking business and stuff, man. Poor planning and failure to try and learn everybody's position. When you cut corners, man, I'm gonna tell y'all something fundamental about open debt transport. There's a big nugget right here. There's something for you to take and put it in your head and just take it with you everywhere you go when you come about doing this stuff out here. For real. Is hot shot just not popping no more? Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is. It hot shot still is popping. I'm tell you something. Put in your hat though. Open deck transport in general, high shot, flatbed, step deck. It was a job for people that are thorough, man. This ain't no swing the door closed and everything fine, and the crates and the boxes and the pallets they tip over in the trailer and they fall and everything cool. When you get to the ship, you open the door, oh my God, stuff everywhere. And you fix it, clean it up, get your damage claim, whatever. Well, no real harm, no real foul. But over there transport, this for people that pay attention. This for people that don't dodge stuff. Like a lot of people don't understand it. Like the reason this field of trucking pay more is because what it take to do the job. This ain't a cookie cutter outfit. It's a lot of different ways for this equipment to be used besides backing up to a dock and letting the forklift run in its ass. You understand me? We got step deck, we got ramps, we got RGM, we got double drive, we got mechanical double drive, hydraulic double drive, we got a boat trailer, we got all type of pneumatics, hell, sandboxes, all this stuff that basically open transport. Get what? It pay a certain way because the manpower it really take to get out and strap all this stuff, security load, tarp these loads, stuff like that. So it's not a situation where people are gonna be looking to be taking the lowest. But when you got people that have come in this industry and is in high shine and in trucking in one of the most prosperous times in trucking and never learned the fundamentals, they avoided learning the fundamentals of negotiation and actually doing a cost analysis of what this shit costs to move for 1 mile, for 1 hour, for 1 day, for 1 month, for 1 year. No one paid any attention to those numbers and the situation. They weren't even learning every day. They just were waking up in the morning and taking what the highest rate was on the board. It was reasonable. They were making money like crazy. Fuel was relatively cheap, and they had caught the boom. And get what? It has officially went boom in a whole lot of people's face just because simple fact of the matter is that when the broker said, "Hey man, I ain't paying you that no more," they had no valid reason, no clarity in communication to even begin to explain or justify them needing a set amount of money. What you saying, John? They ain't have a damn leg to stand on. What that mean? Okay, if if I'm running a load that pays $5 a mile, and all of a sudden the broker says I can't pay no more than $3 a mile, and I know I need at least $3.50, if not $3.80 to be where I really need to be, really $4 to be where I really wanna be, where I can afford to tear up a truck and buy another truck every 6 to 7, 8 months. That's the type of money you need to be making. That's how you need to be thinking. If you can't profit enough money to really cover the cost of a truck or nearly the cost of a truck every year, you got to rethink some of the stuff you're doing. Because you got to understand this. If you had an enterprise rental, they'll be deducting the ACH and you'll be them paid for a whole truck every single year, at least once, if not 1.5 times. So that money had to come from somewhere. Why you can't justifiably do it for yourself if you didn't have that type of pressure on you? A lot of shit mental. A lot of shit ain't got nothing to do with what they talking about the market. A lot of folks out here lollygagging. A lot of folks out here that just really don't know what they doing. And there's a lot of folks that found out that they can sell themselves as teachers and consultees and webinar masters and gurus about this shit rather than actually do this shit. Mr. Juneteenth. I appreciate you, Mr. Juneteenth, man. You know, I be on the grind all the time. You know, I'm trucking like I'm trapping, bro. Yeah, they Juneteenth said they yeah, discipline, and having some hard drawn lines in the sand that your business increment and your business morality and your moral compass and business and your business ethics won't let you cross. Some people fold up soon as shit don't go right. Some stuff happen for a day or two. They get discouraged, start taking bullshit. I'm talking about straight running $2 a mile out here in this damn climate. I don't care what you say, it ain't right. I don't care who doing it, how they do it, how they justify the math, what make them feel better, where you end up at night. It don't matter. It don't matter. You can't feasibly do that in good faith, but I know it's something to do. It's oatmeal be no meal type of situation, which is always something to think about. If you just trying to cover expenses, you do what you have to do. But right now, it ain't that bad to be doing that, man. It's some folks actually shooting themselves in the face, not in the foot, shooting themselves in the face every single day out here because they think it's bad as it can get. And they don't even understand it get worse than this. This ain't shit. We grinding. We man, all the people that were out here for real out here, I ain't talking about bullshit out here. All the people that were really out here at the end of 2019, at the end of 2019, know what I'm talking about. I'm talking for real was out here. Hey, Arsenal family, big shout out to them guys. They came down here and did they did many 1 hour consultation, but then they came down here and did the shadow and what I call the shadow system. Uh tutorial mentorship, if you will, where you come down here and do a 40-hour week long intensive training where we go from the business aspect to the actual ride along, see the pace of it, a little bit of low securement, and streamline you into not really, I ain't gonna say be me. You ain't gonna probably be, I don't know. You be better than me. I hope one day you be better than me. But at the same time, I ain't shit. But at the same time, you be doing what I be doing on it, and you can actually see the pace, and not only that, we actually build that book of business before you leave and get you some freight on your truck if you have one at that time to start you up with the week after you do leave and things like that. And the price of that is $2,500 a week. You can take 1 day, you can take 3 days, you can take 5 days at $2,500. If you would like to participate, you will send a cash app deposit for $500 on the cash app. And what we'll do, we'll start off like this. You can send it and I will respond to you with a $1 cash out with your week and your date. You can respond back with a yay or a nay, and if we can narrow down a week that's good for both of us, we can proceed like that. Your deposit, most definitely is refundable if you cannot make it. But at the same time, once the week of you starting and you supposed to be here and you don't show up, and we just find out all of a sudden you are not gonna come, that money belongs to me. Uh, say it like this. I'm gonna put your money that you spent with me back on your truck. So, well, I don't know. It was right on, and I'm gonna put the money right back on the truck. I don't even know how you can miss with that. I just thought about that. I might need to try you for 5,000. I need to try y'all 5,000. Leaky. Let me stop. I would do a quarter. I would do a quarter because I'll put the money right back on the damn truck. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's crazy. Damn, that is a lick. That's a damn lick. That's a lick. That's a freaking deal. Damn. I don't know if I thought that all the way through, y'all. That's a damn deal. I want to do it. This could sound good. I want to. I really want to do it. Then the only thing you got to do is get your room, and that'll be at the Courtyard Marriott. That's where everybody else been doing it. That's been coming down for the Shadow System. They've been at the Courtyard Marriott. Very very nice hotel, and very very nice accommodations in the heart of Pearl, Mississippi, with a lot of shopping, a lot of dining, good food, and good people. Man, y'all crazy. I see, I see y'all. Man, I ain't gonna lie, really, really be honest with you. The week before you supposed to come, if you ain't said nothing to me, and let's just say you supposed to pull up on me Monday, And get what? The Monday before that, 1 week before you gotta be here. If you don't say nothing 1 week before you gotta be here, that money gone. Cause get what? It take a week to fill that spot back up, and then like Anthony down here brought his truck down. I dispatched him a load. He at the hotel right now. Dispatched him a load from Seattle all the way down here. Now he finna let me dispatch some stuff going on with him, but man, that dude had flew down here 3 times from Seattle. Well, 2 times from Seattle and drove his truck back down the last time and stuff like that. People make some real life changing consideration and spending some considerable amount of money to do this stuff. So we ain't really got time to play because people be in line that really want to do it while people in front of them in line might be bullshit. So get what? If you're talking about coming and you ain't for real about coming, don't send me your money. Please don't send me your money, cause we're gonna buy some sandwiches, some water, pay some bills, and some bullshit with your money for real. Sure it is. Sure is. But yeah, appreciate that, Mr. Juneteenth. I did end up sliding that AMG on they stinking ass. I did that. The Lord. I captioned it like this. I used to live outside. How the fuck you gonna be mad at me about my dedication and hard work and stick to it to this and fail to quit and unwavering determination for to get what the fuck I want? How you gonna be mad? Can't be. That been nasty. That boy was nasty, yo. Y'all go follow me on Instagram. Hot Shot Haven. Shit. It's alright. That boy was nasty though. Twanky twanky. E clad. Brothers, mercy, life. Hey man, what's up, man? I don't get what I start smoking, bruh. I be vaping a little bit, but I don't. You see, I ain't even got the vape on the table with me or nothing. Mercy like B, I don't smoke in the house. I don't smoke in the truck. I don't smoke in the freeway. I don't smoke nowhere, bruh. That shit over with, man. I ain't had no black and mild since all my metal left my house, man. Y'all know how long that been since that dude came and did that last video. The last video, not the one, not the first video, but the last time he was here. I ain't smoked no tobacco product, nothing like that, man. For real. I ain't had none, bro. As you see, and I ain't even got, like I said, I ain't even got my vape thing with me. I ain't just hung up on that or nothing, man. And I feel a lot better. I really do. I really do. And I encourage y'all that out there, if you trying to start smoking, you still smoke, please start smoking. If you smoke other stuff, please start smoking that too, man. Because I ain't gonna lie, it ain't gonna turn out well if you smoke other stuff and something bad happen. Them folks test you for that other stuff that you might be smoking, man. It ain't gonna work out right. It ain't gonna work. It's a possibility you probably go to jail if something bad enough be happening while you got that other stuff going on. If you feel what I'm saying, put that motherfucker shit up, get that shit. I told y'all, get that bullshit out that truck, man. For real. Get that bullshit out that truck, man. Keep that bullshit out that truck. Little shit like that. You trade little shit like that when you young and it don't mean nothing. This shit mean everything. This just a couple $1 million in a few years running, just doing what you need to do and knowing how to charge for to be messing up like that. But like I said, man, they one of them things, well, I could just show you. My boy said I just smoke ribs out back. Man, I need to come see you, no Mr. No Clever Name. But yeah, I tell y'all, this is one of the video where I come just drop some little hit gems about the out and back game and and the round trip and the mental dexterity you gotta have to know how that fits and how that works. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of people would say, "Hey man, that's great." That's great, but it's even when you do it the other way, it's a humongous difference between 250 a mile and 375 a mile, even if you count all miles. Doing something that's not productive a million times only makes it a million times unproductive. Dig it? How do you deal with the CCW wild truck and concealed carry? Is that concealed carry weapon? CCW? Is that what you mean? Big bad Bo? Arsenal, appreciate you, bro. Man, she's a runner. She's a runner. I'm saying like this. I made it from Dallas, Texas, back to my house in like 5 hours and 40 minutes. That motherfucker running. Shout out Anthony behind me in the Toyota. That bitch moving too, but that AMG is pulling. That bitch pulling, yo. I ain't no cap. That bitch pulling, man. I been fucking with Mercedes. I worked on, I check all that old shit. That motherfucker pulling. Yup, sure live. And all praise be to Almighty God for making it possible for it to happen. No social security number need. I ain't had to do nothing. I came in there with the bag on me. Came in there with that bag on me. So did. So did. Let y'all get a copy of their driver license so I can do their test drive. Make sure y'all did all $7,000 worth of work I said I needed did on this thing before I buy it like this. And I pull it and break the bag out on diligent, determination. And like I said, man, I appreciate all of y'all for all the things y'all help me do and all the stuff y'all help me to do for the community. Everything y'all help do with that channel, man, all the contributions, the super chats, the cash out when you shoot me the cash outs for the consultations, man, know that money is going really to some good uses, some good places. Y'all know for a fact I begin with it food and not only food, but the water. But at the same time, even before that, before the water crisis and all this stuff, we been doing this shit. Like it ain't just became a problem; it just became a publicized problem. But we been doing this stuff because we already know this shit around here ain't right. Anybody with two eyes can see it ain't right. So that's why we get down like we get down. And get what? When I pull up sideways, AMG and that motherfucker barking in traffic. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me, man. I work hard as fuck. I get a whole lot of money away. And I ain't report to the IRS, cause ain't they been. I just want to be good to people, man. That's a L for me. That's a L. That ain't no write off. That's a L. This to me, that's just some money that evaporate and leave. You hear me? I ain't doing this shit for no personal gain on no stuff I do for people like that. Because get what? That's the less fortunate to the point where you do it for the least, you do it under him. So that's what the Bible say. And then he said when the man get a reward down here, you can stop looking for it up there. Now you done got your pay, you done got all your kudos and all your good shit right down here. So don't look for no extra right there. So when you get your tax refund and you go back and look at everything you done gave everybody, tally it up and look for your kudos and your thanks back from Uncle Sam in the form of a refund because of did what you did. Just know that that's your compensation. That's your blessing. Don't look for nothing else. You got your pay. And a lot of folks ain't gonna look at it like I look at it, but at the same time, it ain't compensation pay. Ain't pay compensation. If you don't lose, then you gain. How you gonna give and gain at the same time? To give it to lose. To give of oneself is to lose. To impart it to someone else that might be less fortunate. You feel me? So you know what I'm saying? All that shit go in my train of thought. Like, I don't know everybody else might not think like that. So when it comes time to do something you want to do and you handle your business, you make stuff happen, you helping the community, and you ain't ask for nobody to give you shit. You do what you want to do. And I shall continue to do what I want to do. You know? And I thank God for all y'all, man, that y'all able to see some of this stuff that I be doing just to let you know. I ain't saying it possible. Look at just because I do it, this is amazing and all that. No, it's just a regular dude that get up every morning, handle their business, and understand how to handle their business in a productive way to where this stuff keep happening over and over and over like clockwork. Develop systems, develop patterns, develop routines, and develop codes of conduct inside of your business that don't let you falter where a broker could call a number out and you know the distance between two places before he even gets through talking and you already price it out in your head based upon prior experiences and he can't make you falter. He can't even lie to you and say, hey man, you did it for this such and such price last time. You might not even know who that broker is, but I know I didn't do that. There's certain shit they be telling me like that. They're like, man, hey man, we got them going all day. I remember I seen you doing some work for us. Yeah, I did some work for y'all. It wasn't that, and it sure wasn't for that price. But yeah, well, yeah, I did trying to jog your memory, and you trying to be agreeable on the phone, and just yeah, yeah, I did some stuff for you guys. Yeah, He's like, I see you did it for 1,600, and you ain't thinking nothing about it. I'm like, yeah, probably did. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, I did do something for y'all for 1,600. You ain't went to verify nothing, nothing. Get what? He got you faded. He just started the psychological warfare in the middle game of chess that it's gonna take to get you to do that for them $1,600, even though it need to be 31 or it might need to be 28. He made the first move aggressively in your territory in the middle game of chess to get you to move that shit for what he said move it for. I'll teach people how not to do that. I'll reprogram the thought process, the formulas, and the method you even use to consider what your truck is even worth. So you don't do that. And when the broker call you with that nonsense, you know you never did that. That wasn't me. I tell them in a minute, nah. And they'll ask me what I charge, and I tell them like that. When I say split second pricing, like I had a broker call me Friday morning while I was working with Joe and them before they left. Thursday or Friday morning. Said we got the crane mess going from Yazoo City, Mississippi. I got some fire ass memory, y'all. Yazoo City, Mississippi to Houston, Texas. Right at I think it was 443 miles or 459 miles. Hey, and they wanted to pay I think it was $900. Which was preposterous from the beginning. From the very beginning, that's preposterous. Yeah, it was like 443 miles, $900. So y'all do the math right quick for me on your calculator. $900 divided 443. 900 divided by 443. Y'all gonna get the same conclusion, which I wasn't even agreeable to even talk about that. Because, first of all, while y'all calculated, let me tell you something. Crane mat came from a place that I know where they come from. The crane mat come from a broker that I know is actually over that $1,050. Yeah. Oh, it was 1,050 arsenal. Hey y'all. Hey, do that math again. 1,050 divided by 443. 1,050 divided by 443. Thank y'all. Arsenal family. They was sitting there at the table with me when this happened. For real. $1,050. She was like, can you do it for $1,050? I was like, that motherfucker must come with fellatio. The way you got $1,050 for 443 miles. That motherfucker must come with stop it. Stop it. What? Snap, man. You snap. Okay. But what she kept screaming was, hey man, it's dedicated. It's dedicated. It come out of there every day. Come out of there every day. You can do it every single day if you want to. And we got them for $900 all day. You can come back and do another one. You come back and do another one. You come back and do another one. You do as many of them as you want to do for 1050. We got them. All right, let's do 1050 divided by 886. Let's go. 886. 1050 divided by 886, people. We back. We got that 1050 divided by 886. Preposterous. Ooh, 118. My boy said slavery. Pure slavery. Okay, we at 1 8. Well, hello, how much? 118. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm talking about preposterous. I'm talking about like real life insult, spit in the face, spit in your coffee, piss in it, and hand it to you. Man, no clever name said 118. Hold on, hold on. No clever name, man. No clever name. You gonna make me think you a brain surgeon or a rocket scientist in a little while. You a really smart dude. This man, hold up, wait a minute. No clever name said that's a dollar. That's a dollar and 18. And we're gonna say 1.18510158801 a mile. He snapped. He snapped. That boy got that precision. My boy pulled out a scientific calculator. Real live. That boy like 9 places behind the decimal on you, boy. That boy got that point .9 on the fuel pump to infinity. Okay. So they said you can run it every day. It's dedicated, so you ain't gotta look for nothing else. She really appealing to all the lazy people. When they keep saying dedicated, dedicated, but they ain't talking no dedicated money. So the lady on the phone with me, she just blurts out because she see I ain't really going for the shit. We talking a little bit, and I'm talking a little jazzy with her too at the same time because I ain't taking her serious. I'm really hang up in her face, but since the Arsenal family, we sitting there and I'm using it as a teachable moment. I throw it on speakerphone and I just fuck with her for a minute. I just play around with her for a little minute and just show these people how ridiculously disrespectful this shit is out here in these streets. Okay, so she like you can do it. It's dedicated. You can do it over and over and over. No big deal. 1050. And I said, ma'am, $1,050. I wouldn't even run that one way $1,050, bro. $1,050 on 443 miles. I'm not running that one way. I'm not finna do that. So she asked, and I'm talking this one of them things where either you kind of got a number in your head that you could say that's either right, high, or low. And it's a moment in time to where you really ain't got time to do it. You kind of got to go off instincts to the point. And she was like, well, what would you do that in a succession, going in a circle, in a circle, in a circle, 443 miles. We did 886 miles. That's a round trip, right? Right? What would I go 446 miles for right now? $1,500. What would I come back for? Little bit old half foot, about 1,000. And get what? Just because I know that the crane mats ain't sweet. This shit, where you go pick them up is off road with your truck, and where you gonna drop them off probably be off road in your truck. And you finna do some unsavory shit and have to wash your truck and do a lot of stuff. Probably dig gravel out of brake drawers, all type bullshit behind working the fuck out of your equipment to do some crane mats. Get what? She asked me what I need for a round trip. 25 $2,500 it is. Arsenal family say that shit was quick too, off the dome. Yeah, I'm talking like immediately. Well, what would it take for you to do a round trip? $2,500 before she even get it out of her mouth. Good, $2,500. That's a $2,500 trip all day. Because I can't do the whole 800 mile in one day. I'm gonna do a loop and a half or a loop and 3/4 every day. I need to be making 2,500 between the day and in the morning, and then try and do another $2,500 tomorrow. And on a loop like that 1,600 miles for $5,000. It sounds a little bit more reasonable when you do it like that. A little bit more reasonable when you do the calculation of your 800-mile round trip for $2,500. And that's simply because half of the trip gonna be empty. But yeah, that's how I priced it. About $2,500 for a round trip. And get what? You get the actual use of the truck as the broker. I'm talking to the broker. The broker actually gets the benefit of using the truck over and over and over and not having to find another truck. That's not your it help you, but they need the truck. See, like one thing about it, people act like just cause they find something to do over and over and over, even if it ain't productive, it's a good thing because they found something to do over and over and over. Just know and trust and believe. The only reason you're able to do that over and over and over and over and over is because the broker needs somebody over and over and over and over and over. And it's easy for him to use the same truck over and over and over and over and over and send the rate con to the same email over and over and over and over and over. And get what? He pays. Me for their convenience. Cause I keep you five to find another truck so you can get five of your loads or six or seven of your loads out of the way for the week, just because of me, and be the made money and on about your way. That's a situation where he benefits, you benefit, but you charging for that. That's in there. So it's $2,500 round trip, just like that 150 miles. That 150 miles, that's a $1,200 round trip. Cause that is 320 miles round trip. That's $1,200 to $1,500 round trip, depending on how you could price it. But yeah, basically about $1,200 round trip. And as you see, we did the math earlier in the live. That's a decent ass week. I can't nobody argue with that week. I don't know nobody out here argue with that week. If you argue with that week and say you got a better way to do way, way, way less miles, I want to see what kind of permits you buying and what kind of licenses, what kind of endorsements you got on your license, because you're doing something everybody ain't doing. Simple as that. But like I said, I just came to do a live with y'all tonight. It's been a while since I've been moving around with y'all. I've been doing the shadowing every day, and part of that is, you know what I'm saying, the privacy of people getting to work out their situation with their own particular company, their own particular situation, build their own book of business. And it takes time, and it's all day most days, and either I'm gonna probably be recording some in the daytime where I'm gonna be with people where I can't be divulging their information, so I ain't been recording that much. And then by the time nighttime come, I come home, I don't feel like doing a record. I feel like getting a shower and go to bed because I got to do this stuff all over again. So it's kind of been shortening up the videos and limited, and that's why one of the reasons why this one's kind of lengthy tonight, and we can drop a few nuggets on y'all. But like I say, I ain't forgot about y'all. I've been wanting to do some video, but time has been kind of tight, and I've been devoting attention to people that's spending their hard-earned money to be educated. Cause the lack of knowledge gonna surely kill us all, and show make them repo all, make them come and repo all. So, like I said, y'all be blessed. Y'all keep the shine side of the grease side down. Y'all already know what I say about a hater and his mammy. She ain't raised them right. And like I said, man, ain't too much trouble to do really anything that's productive. You know what I'm saying? If it's productive, even if it don't make you money. And I'm talking about before you get into this and as you go on through this, as it regards educational thing. When you're talking about educating yourself about something you didn't know yesterday that you can learn today to make your tomorrow better, it's worth it. I just say vet the people that you're interested in learning something from. Watch their character, watch their business over a period of time. And one thing about it, and I'm gonna just be honest with you. It's a lot of people that do this stuff and you can't even trust them. But you really can't trust a person that's so clean and so cool and ain't never touched a truck, ain't never throw a strap, ain't never tightened up a chain, ain't never slipped or fell or hurt himself, ain't never kicked his shin against something on the trailer, ain't never did none of this shit. But trying to tell you that if you can do these five simple steps at the low price, $10,000, $15,000, you can win. Watch that shit, man. Watch it. Neil got a question. Somebody asked me about truck stop and that has an average rate on the load being paid in the lane. How does that apply to high shot versus semi? Um, to be honest with you, even in a semi, I don't really look at that shit. It's kind of a cage, but man, can't nobody really. They can steer me in the direction of what other people doing, but really, be honest with you, sometimes if you looked at what they suggesting and what other people are doing, you wonder how other folks stay their ass in business. There's some bullshit on there, man. I'm just be honest with you. You can use it as a gauge, but as far as how it pertains from semi to high shot, you really can't say because that's a broad thing. And I always try to tell people it ain't about the dollar per mile, it ain't about the weight, about none of that. It's about the time it take to do the job. It's about the equipment, and it's about the consideration that has to be made to make the job happen. So you know what I'm saying. I can have a full semi load that pay $3 a mile, and I can have a half of a flatbed load that pay $8 a mile. And only reason the other one $8 a mile because it got to be there tomorrow. But it's not gonna say that on the load board until you call in and they tell you, yeah, it's got to be there, run straight through tomorrow. That's why it pays that much. That's why I told y'all in the beginning of the video that load that was $800 on 150 miles. Yeah, it looked good, but at the same time, it's always a reason why that thing gotta be ran straight through. It's priority. You can't put nothing else on the trailer. Get it over there, and for that price, I'll do that. That's no problem. But at the same time, you'll look on low boy to see other things that they expect you to do like that. Straight expedited over there, 48,000 pounds on the high side over there, expedited 16,000 pounds, and they still want to pay you $2 a mile. So, like I said, even near it's one of them things where you really got to take the course, bro. I ain't gonna lie, you got to come, got to do the shadow and let me kind of just drop all that on you in real time and build a book of business and build the basis of charging inside of that book of business for your company for real. That's one of them things. Well, like you gotta be able to see it. Like I show you how to see through some stuff, bro. Like for real. After we get through with it, man. Like I say, with Joy them, bro. Them folk, I honor the guy, really think and believe, trust and believe that them folk went back with a whole different understanding of trucking. For real, the folk went back with some. I'm talking about some different eyes on, bro. For real, some whole different eyes on what it is, and I'm talking about this a whole 40 hours. We took a whole week. I ain't run but 2 days, and that was just to get them out and get them hands on and everything like that. The other 3 days were really devoted to, well, two and a half, just about 3 days were devoted to the bid aspect of it, 'cause paper moved that truck. And understanding of the industry and how to charge and how to see this stuff and how to predict time and versus the miles and knowing that this ain't about the miles, it's about time. It's about a lot of stuff, but it's more so about time than anything. So like I said, man, I do 1 hour consultations and I go over how to do it. But one thing about it, if you can't do it in real time, really credit check, fact check these people, all that stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, at the same time and put it together. You gotta make this stuff go together because you have every part, but if you don't know how to incorporate it together, have a very, very efficient back office to where hey, it don't never really just cohesively go together to make a real successful business. Like I said, the back office, you know what I'm saying? Then I know people that scale businesses and do big things with businesses, but guess what? It all go back to the fundamentals of the people that know how to run this stuff. Cause without you knowing how to really run this stuff and generate funds, you can't even get to the point where you can afford to hire people as you go on and expand because you can't teach them. How you show somebody something you don't know how to do, you know? So that's my thing, being able to educate you so you can go on further and fulfill what you need to fulfill, but then also be able to understand it on a level to where even after you put it in motion and expand it out, you can actually teach it to somebody else so you can hire people and then take some of this stuff off of you. And you can do like some of the other guys that you see on YouTube that have hired tons of people and they chill a lot. They out and about. But one thing I say, I really ain't that kind of where I'm be too far from what's going on. Cause I know that money real crazy. And about some money, I'ma be real crazy. So keep the bullshit down. I stay real close. But a lot of folks, yeah, they get to a certain point where they on some set it and forget. They be in the Caribbeans and other people be running and everything. And most of the time things go well. But I just ain't got that kind of trust in people. I just been through a lot of my life. I don't trust people like that. Not like that. Not like that. Cause I know how much revenue this stuff generated, how easy it is to slide a couple dollars here and there and here and there and here and there and be the stole $50,000 from a very small trucking company. I'm telling you, man, people do that stuff and they be really stealing from themselves. But man, people do that shit every day. People stole a lot of money from a trucking company just because they work in the office with that process the invoices or they doing different stuff like that. And there's always an extra fee or surcharge or something that they can't explain, but it really them going buying shit. You know what I'm saying? So shit happens. That's why I just like I said, I like to keep it real close. But I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I want y'all to have a good night, get y'all some rest, get ready to get up and do it tomorrow, man. And everybody, like I said, just remember, if you got ambitions and dreams and you want to do different stuff, man, like I said, write it down, make it plain, work toward it. Work toward it. And one thing about it, man, most time can't nobody stop you from doing nothing but you. Most time the biggest thing is making that first step And it's sometimes the hardest step, the most sacrifice got to be made to make that first step. But it's the biggest step of them all. It's the first step. So I often tell y'all, scared money ain't gonna make no money, and a scared motherfucker ain't gonna never have nothing. But I will say this: being scared and being uneducated, two different things. Your fear diminishes with more education. The thoughts of can I do this or will it work diminishes with more education. So y'all take that and roll with it because you can't never know enough. But like I said, always fact check who it is, vet your people, and just like I said, do what you can to learn anything that you didn't know yesterday, man. And y'all have a great night. Peace.